Hi, I'm Nickolas Wildstar. Like most of you, I'm a hardworking resident of Fresno who provides for his family, which includes my one and only son who was born right here in Fresno. As a parent, I want to make sure he grows up in a place that's safe and will give him every opportunity to be the best that he can be. That's why for the past 15 years, I've fought alongside we the people against abuses of power, genetically modified foods, taxation without representation, and every level of government overreach that affects our day-to-day lives. I believe in the United States Constitution and its guarantee to protect our natural right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I believe this so much that I responded to our mighty God calling me to serve you. I've ran for Fresno mayor, I've ran for California governor, and now I'm running for Fresno City Council, hoping that you'll give me the opportunity to represent and serve my fellow Americans. Please listen to the words of my heart and soul tonight, Fresno, so that you can see why I should be given the chance to represent you. Vote Wildstar for Fresno City Council District 5. Thank you, and may the light of God and liberty shine on each and every one of you.
That U.S. Supreme Court and Gavin Newsom, governor, seemed to give the green light for moving homeless encampments, arresting homeless people in certain parts of town. Fresno created their anti-camping ordinance, which allowed for some homeless people who were engaged in certain activities to be arrested. It was diversion treatment being the first option. The numbers show that program, which is held as a model for the state, hasn't really been worked in the way that they wanted with at least the ability to the arrests that happened. There's been one court case and was not guilty. As city council member, what would you do with this ordinance? Would you try to change it? Do you like it? Would you do something different?
Well, I don't agree with the ordinance at all. I don't think people should be penalized just for simply not being able to have a home. The assumption is that many of those people that are homeless are on drugs or are dealing with some mental health issues, not taking into account the people that are not seen in public view that are unhoused. Those are people that are living on friends' couches, living out of their vehicles, living out of hotels. And those people definitely should be taken into priority when giving housing. So my proposal is actually to build 3D printed homes in Fresno. 3D home technology exists today. We could build a 3D home manufacturing facility here in Fresno, which would not only provide housing at a lower cost, but it would also provide jobs to those people that are in need, especially those people that are homeless, that are in transition, maybe lost their job and are in need of a new one. Now they can learn a new technological skill and be given an opportunity to earn money, as well as a chance to build homes for themselves and others. So I definitely don't support the policy, and as city council member would do everything within my authority to make sure that we're approaching the homeless with a more compassionate response than what's being done now.
I will start with Mr. Banging Taylor. Every great city has a vibrant downtown. Downtown development has been in the news for about 3 years, well, probably been in the news, but other news from the legislature pledged $250 million, which is being spent now, another $50 million for housing. Recently, several buildings, Patterson Building, some others have been put up for sale, so it looks like the investors want out, but it's better for those investors. At the same time, there's an $11.7 billion loan from the city for part of the South Stadium, which is this 10-year project with high-rise putting in around Church and Park. Readers are trying to figure out which direction downtown development's going in. If you are going to be a city council member, what would you do, or what do you think needs to be done to kind of jumpstart that, to get more investment, get that innovation going? Where do you think high-speed rail fits at this? And, part of that is a piece for high-speed rails. Mr. Wildstar?
Well, with regards to the high-speed rail, it's been 20 years since that project was proposed, and we're just now seeing development here in Fresno with regards to it being groundbreaking. So I'm not sure that the people of Fresno would be willing to wait another 20 years or invest in another $20 billion into the project just to have it be completed. I believe the best way to improve vibrancy and have the downtown area become lively again is to incentivize development, lower taxes, get rid of development fees, any type of charges that developers may incur that are city proposal or city induced or applied could definitely be reduced. I would definitely propose as a city council member that we reduce those costs for developers and give them an opportunity to come into downtown and privatize that development, give them naming rights, give the city a chance to earn money off of that development instead of spending taxpayers' money towards that. Especially with the downtown park, there could be things that are done down there like concerts in the park, bingo nights, something to that degree to drive traffic to the downtown area, because a lot of the businesses down there, their major complaint is that there isn't a lot of foot traffic. So one of the best ways to also do that would be to reduce the amount of parking fees or, again, just create more opportunities for the public to come down there and get involved.
Do you think are you in support of the soccer stadium project? How do you right now?
I would support it in the sense to where if it was to be developed, it would be done through privatized funds. And like I said, giving them naming rights to a stadium, if it wants to be the Verizon Stadium because they're going to foot the bill for its development, then that would be great, because that means no tax dollars are being used towards that project, but yet the city is still receiving what they want, which is a new soccer stadium. But I would definitely leave it to the voters as well to vote towards what it is they're seeking to have in that area and support what the people of Fresno desire.
We'll start with you, Mr. Wildstar. What is the first thing you would do for district spot artists? If you were like something, so put your house journalist right away.
Absolutely. Well, in speaking to the people of District 5, I've come to find that there's a great demand for larger parks. It seems like the Southeast Fresno Sports Complex is going to take about 6 years or so to be completed, with the first, I guess, leg of that being completed by the summer. But people are looking for larger parks like Woodward Park around the area, since that'll be the first, maybe add 2 more. In addition to that, parks that have pools, parks that have after-school programs or community programs, that's what the people are looking for. I also would propose adding mist machines. It gets hot in Fresno, and a lot of people would like to have some sort of relief when they go to these green spaces, which Southeast Fresno is definitely in great need of. I also would focus on building some homeless shelters, since there aren't any in Southeast Fresno, it seems. The people that I've spoken with that are unhoused have said either they have to travel all the way across town to the Poverello house just to receive some sort of assistance, or they're unable to travel at all because they may be dealing with a disability or not have means of travel. So focusing on building homeless shelters and, again, development of those parks, which could be done without taxpayers' money. My idea, again, would be to incentivize development from private companies with naming rights and giving them the opportunity to invest in Fresno.
So we had a major lapse in oversight with Fresno Arts Council, $1.8 billion embezzlement. Someone admitted to this, Operation Manager with Arts Council. How should we revamp our relationship with Johns Hopkins? Why is it a small nonprofit that controlled this in 20? Who was? How would you perform this process, or what did you do to set up? And if you want to talk about Southeast development, so you make something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is the responsibility of the elected officials to be the stewards of the taxpayer's dollar.
And Mr. Wildstar.
I agree with Mr. Vang on the buck stopping with our city council, which is why they all need to be removed and replaced. Accountability should be on their shoulders, and when it comes to money being given out to these nonprofit agencies, there definitely should be oversight. Whether it's the almost $2 million that's been stolen by the Fresno Arts Council, or the $2 million that Fresno Unified lost, or the $15 million being mismanaged by the Fresno EOC, or the $100,000 contracts that the City Council had been doling out without any oversight. All of those dollars need to be accounted for. So my proposal would be, once I'm elected to City Council, to create a city website tracking all of those funds. Every quarter we'll do outside auditing of those funds, but on a city website it would just be like going on there for your own personal banking and finding out where the money went, who spent the money, how much they spent, who approved that money being given out. I also think the website should be tracked on the blockchain. So all of these public funds will be on the blockchain. Once that's done, there is no manipulation of those funds. There's an electronic receipt, and we, the people, will know exactly where our tax dollars are going. So the public will be able to go on the website, find out who's receiving these funds, who approved it, and how much they're going to be receiving. The system is what's really broken, and that's what needs to be fixed. And of course, as city council member, that'll be one of the first things that I'll be moving forward to do.
Thank you. One last question, then we'll be closed sentence. Can this please direct you in 30 seconds? Because I think it's kind of a yes or no or explanation. So the jury awarded plaintiffs $15 million plus, they think, a racial discrimination charges over. So there was some pretty tough testimony to hear about what plaintiffs went through working for the city. The open question now is whether the city attorney, city council, may allowed appeal. And the question is, does any verdicts try to negotiate it or appeal? And there's various positions on this.
Well, I would definitely review the information as well and make sure that this kind of incident doesn't happen again in the future. I think that's what the city council should be focused on at this point, is eliminating any opportunity for further discrimination by city officials, moving forward by possibly closing any loopholes or creating a law to protect those individuals were they to provide any information that they've been discriminated against. It's sad that our city, well, the people of Fresno now, has to foot the bill for city officials' wrongdoings. So if unfortunately it is discovered that the city played a role and was guilty in doing so, then of course they would have to pay for it. There would be more fees that would be incurred if the issue were to be dragged out. So instead of spending more money on discovery or any type of investigations, The focus now needs to be on resolving the issue and making sure that moving forward, it doesn't happen again. So that's what I would be focusing on were I'd be elected to city council.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
I think it is important to ask about saying
Yes, it's fine. Yes, it's right. I've been told by many people that this election is really about state on the elections, and so the question would be, who's trying this man? Do you support it? You're not supportive? Is it somewhere in the middle? The reason why?
Well, as the proposal currently stands, I would not support it. I don't think that billions of dollars is needed to create housing, which is why I revert back to my proposal of building that 3D manufacturing facility here in Fresno. Again, that would provide more affordable housing in less time, so people wouldn't have to wait months or years for housing. It could literally be done in a couple of days or weeks. So consulting the people of Fresno to see how they feel about any housing development is essential. So there definitely should be more town halls, more consensus being conducted to speak with the people of those neighborhoods to find out exactly what it is that they're seeking. And of course, finding out if they want to invest into it, since they'll be footing the bill essentially. It boils down to it being a dollar amount and that being pushed on to taxpayers, the hardworking people of Fresno, which at this point seems to be at their limit between gas costs, housing costs, food costs. They're going up exponentially because of our federal government and national policies that are changing the landscape of Fresno. So I think there should also be a focus on completing other housing projects first before moving on. That tends to be another thing that Fresno city leadership wants to do, is they'll be enthusiastic about another development project, another infrastructure development, without completing ones that they've already started first. So as city councilman, that would be my focus. And as I said, I would speak with the people of Southeast Fresno first before moving forward.
Mr. Banner, I'm sorry, say that.
I answered say it already.
Yeah, okay. So,
Close your statement?
it would start with Mr. Wells.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought you next. But you're ordering that next them. Sir, just 30 seconds, if you would. You camera.
Absolutely.
Others.
Well, in speaking to the people of Southeast Fresno and all over Fresno, they're looking for more visible leadership. That's what I represent. I'll be a city council member that's out there working with the public, whether it's cleaning up our streets every Earth Day, or going out and helping the homeless, or building parks. I'll be someone that's actively involved in the community. I'm also the only candidate amongst my opponents that's actually proposing new ideas. I want to move Fresno forward into the future. We need to stop thinking archaically with these old ways of operating in our city. And there shouldn't be any more business as usual mindsets. We need to move away from that, and we need accountability, and that's what I'll be providing to the people of Fresno. I'll be your insider on City Council, providing all of the details to the people of Fresno.
And